So, sorry the last video cut out. I ran out of memory on the card. So now we're up at the parking area. I guess the way I went in was actually not the right area for some reason. Because here, there's actually a car parked here, so I came in, I think, one dirt road too soon. It's the equestrian area right here. You can store, well, you can have your horse come here and exercise. I mean, trails here are very equestrian friendly. So the way I came in, just assumed that everything was closed, because where I passed there was a closed gate, and I assumed that was the way in. I've been here many times, but I made the absent-minded mistake of seeing that first fire road. I guess the second fire road, you gotta look for a second fire road, which was open. Danger, poison oak. Yeah. Leaves of 3, let them be. Yeah, I like this area. I've always liked this area. Always have. The fall colors on the walnut trees definitely add a nice touch, nice ambiance. And then we got our fuchsia flowered gooseberry. Since we had a little tiny bit of rain in November, I guess it was just enough to prompt it to start leafing out. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised I made a rookie mistake coming here. Could have driven up a little bit more. Come with that road instead. But provided me with a little diversion, I guess you could say. Let's see. I always like the landscape around here. It's nice that it's a quiet day. Our beautiful toy on. This is the time of year. And then of course the preset flower buds on Rus integrifolia, lemonade berry or lemonade sumac. They actually kind of look festive too. They preset their flower buds the year before, so those flowers will be opening up in the springtime, late winter, early spring. And I've got a nice big Laurel Sumac. Oh, I love when these get big. This thing is fascinating when our native shrubs get really large, which they can, and obviously do quite a bit. I always just thought the trunks, the stems and trunks of Laurel Sumac were beautiful, nice and gray. It's a beautiful, beautiful native shrub. Always been fascinated by Laurel Sumac ever since I was a kid. It's one of the first plants I learned about as a kid. One of the first native plants I ever learned about. And of course, it's in its drought/winter dormancy. Sambucus nigra variety Cerulean, blue elderberry. We won't be seeing much color on them this time of year, simply because towards later in the summer they start dropping their leaves. Here in the low elevations, they're drought/early winter deciduous, and then higher up, I've seen them as high as 9,000 feet in the mountains. Then they tend to be more winter deciduous, shedding their leaves because of the cold as opposed to the dryness. It's a nice little place to chill and kick it. Oh, California fuchsia. Ooh, still blooming too. Look at that. Narrowleaf California fuchsia, Epilobium canum subspecies canum. Ooh, that's always a treat to find. Its leaves are withering for its dormant period, yet it's still blooming very nicely. And then, yes, I gotta say it, and I say this about just about every plant I talk about, one of my favorite sages. Of course, you know me, every sage is my favorite, but I'm just gonna go ahead and emphasize it. Purple sage, Salvia Leucophila. In its very dry state, the leaves are very dehydrated. The leaves aren't dead, they're just very, very dry. There's very little moisture content in them. Of course, after the winter rains, this thing plumps up really nicely, and the leaves, kind of like what I was talking about. If you saw my white sage spotlight from yesterday, December 2nd, I was talking about how the leaves of white sage are very whitish during the driest portions of the year, and then they rehydrate and become greener during the rainy season. Well, purple sage is no different. Salvia Leucophila is definitely no different. We got our young oaks, more beautiful lemonade sumacs. Oh, this is where the coastal sage scrub meets the woodland. Just so nice and cheerful over here with plants. Beautiful hills. Notice they've been renovating a lot more ever since I did my my video, my Puente Hills Habitat Authority video back in October 2019, I'm sorry, 2019. I was pointing out some of the natives that they were trying to restore. It looks like there's a lot more of it because that used to be just grass and mustards. So you got the coastal sage scrub there, and then it was mostly mustards and invasive grasses, but now it looks like they got a lot more native plant activity growing there. So looks like they've come even much further along, and over there too, underneath all those toyons and Laurel Sumacs, that all looks like California sagebrush and another mix of natives. So again, like I said last year, I have to applaud their diligence in getting the habitat restored here. I think it's amazing the job they've done, because a lot of the plants look like they're taking. Obviously, this is the dry. Technically, we're supposed to be in our rainy season now, but you know, sometimes rainy seasons start later on. But being that it's dry, things are going to still look pretty brown, I gotta admit, until the rains start coming in full effect. That might be a while. We're in a La Nina phase, and not all the time, but a lot of times it means things are going to get off to a late start and might not be able to catch up. So we'll see how it goes. Well, trying to think of, ooh, I think that's a scrub jay. I don't know if the camera picked it up too well. I think there was a scrub jay flying into the walnut tree over here. Probably won't get to see it too well. Oh well. I think that was a western scrub jay. Could have been a western bluebird, but I think it was a scrub jay. Sometimes you'll find those here. Well, I'll leave you with a parting shot of a little late fall color, the beautiful venerable Southern California walnut, Juglans californica. And thanks for watching. I'm thinking about where I want to do a spotlight on tree video. So I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.